I watched a guy torch his bike at a gas station last summer. The engine was still ticking hot, and he cracked the gas cap open too fast. Fuel vapor met a spark from his still live electrical system. Flash fire. Paint bubbled. Plastic melted. Insurance called it operator error. You are making mistakes at the pump right now. Small ones that add up to expensive lessons. Today, I am breaking down 15 fueling habits that are quietly destroying motorcycles across the country. Fire risks, fuel system failures, engine damage that costs thousands to fix. I bet you are guilty of at least 3 of these. Hit subscribe because this could save your bike. Number 15. Sitting on the bike while fueling. Your riding gear builds static electricity with no path to ground. You are insulated by the seat, by synthetic clothing, by rubber-soled boots. That charge has nowhere to go until you touch metal. And when gasoline vapors are in the air, one spark is all it takes. But here is the bigger problem. If fuel ignites, you are trapped on top of the machine. No quick exit, no way to push it away. You are sitting inches from flammable liquid and hot exhaust with 0 escape options. The fix. Boots on the ground before you open the cap. Touch a metal part of the bike to discharge static. Stand beside it while fueling. You will see leaks better, smell fumes faster, and control the nozzle properly. Number 14. Leaving the engine or electronics on is dangerous. The kill switch is not enough. Your electrical system stays live even when the spark cuts. Fuel pumps, cooling fans, instrument lights, all of them can arc. Hot exhaust stays above ignition temperature for minutes after shutdown. Relays click, sensors power on. Small sparks happen in sealed housings you cannot even see. Mix that with fuel vapor and you have built a bomb at the pump. The fix is simple. Engine off, key off. Complete silence before you crack the cap. Wait for the ticking to stop. Let the headers cool. No electrical noise means no spark risk. Number 13. Fueling too soon after a hot ride. Tank pressure builds when metal is above the fuel's ignition temperature. Crack a hot tank cap too quickly and you risk a fuel geyser. Liquid fuel can turn to vapor instantly on contact with hot surfaces. That vapor cloud is invisible and highly flammable. Warm fuel also expands. Fill a hot tank to the brim, and it will overflow minutes later when it cools and settles. That overflow can land on paint, on rubber lines, or on exhaust components that are still radiating heat. The fix is simple. Let the bike cool down for 3 to 5 minutes before fueling. Park in shade if possible. Crack the cap slowly to release pressure safely. Give the bike time to drop below vapor ignition temperature. Missing those 3 steps can torch your bike in seconds. But these next habits are the slow killers, the ones that cost you hundreds without any warning at all. Number 12. Picking the wrong fuel type. High compression engines need premium, or they knock themselves apart. That metallic pinging you hear is detonation inside the cylinder, pre-ignition. It is your engine fighting itself while generating heat that melts pistons and fouls spark plugs. Then there is ethanol. E15 blends contain 15% ethanol, which is too much for most motorcycles. Ethanol attracts moisture, corrodes aluminum components, swells rubber seals, and can void warranties. Manufacturers are clear about this. More than E10 can cause long-term fuel system corrosion. Wrong octane creates heat. Wrong ethanol blend creates chemical damage. Both cost hundreds to repair. The fix: memorize your required octane. Check your owner's manual. Put a sticker on your gas cap with your fuel type. Double-check the pump label every single time. One wrong choice costs more than a full tank ever will. Number 11. Using old or stale fuel. Gasoline degrades in 30 days. Ethanol separates and attracts moisture. What you are left with is varnish that clogs injectors, gums up carburetors, and destroys fuel pumps from the inside. Stored bikes with old fuel will not start when spring arrives. The fuel system becomes coated in sticky residue that blocks flow and confuses sensors. You will spend more on cleaning than you saved by letting that tank sit full all winter. The fix is simple. Use a stabilizer before storage, and put in fresh gasoline before the riding season starts. Do not assume last year's fuel is still good. It is not. Number 10. Ignoring the fuel filter and screen. Inline filters catch rust and debris before they hit your injectors. A clogged filter starves the engine, causes lean running, and leads to overheating. Most riders never check it until the bike will not start. That little filter is protecting thousands of dollars in fuel system components. When it clogs, pressure drops and fuel delivery becomes inconsistent. Your engine runs rough or not at all. The fix: inspect it at every oil change, replace it annually, or follow the manual. It is a $15 part that prevents a $1,500 repair. Number 9. Pumping too fast. A car-sized flow rate overwhelms small motorcycle tanks. It creates foam, air pockets, and splashback onto hot engine components. That high-pressure stream traps air, forces fuel back up the filler neck, and lands gasoline on your paint and gloves. Fast fueling also overloads the vapor recovery system. It pushes liquid fuel into the emissions canister where it does not belong. That triggers warning lights, a fuel smell, and long-term damage to your evaporative emissions system. The fix is a half-trigger squeeze. Let the pump do the work. Stop at the first click. Never top off or restart the nozzle after that. A slow fill keeps your fuel system healthy and your bike free from spills. Number 8. Using cheap or off-brand gas stations. Bottom-tier stations have dirty tanks and water contamination. No detergent additives means carbon buildup over time. One bad tank can clog your entire fuel system. I have seen bikes run rough for weeks after filling at a sketchy station. The fuel looked fine. It was full of sediment and moisture that passed straight through to the injectors. The fix is to stick to top-tier brands. Avoid stations that look neglected or have empty parking lots. Your fuel system will thank you with consistent performance and fewer clogs. You are seeing the pattern. Small choices at the pump add up to big repair bills. But wait until you see what happens when riders get careless with the basics. Number 7. Overfilling the tank after the click. Extra fuel floods the vapor recovery system, not your range. That fuel ends up in the overflow tube, on your paint, or inside the emissions canister. On a hot day, fuel expands and causes leaks, even if it looked fine at the pump. Motorcycle tanks are small and tightly sealed. When you force fuel past the click, you are not adding miles. You are creating pressure that has nowhere to go. The result is fuel smell for days, reduced mileage, and warning lights that cost money to diagnose. The fix is simple. Stop at the click. That sound means the tank reached safe capacity. Leave 1 inch of air gap at the top. Any fuel past that point is not helping you. It is hurting your bike. Number 6. Skipping the fuel cap check. A loose cap lets moisture and dirt into the tank. A bad seal triggers the check engine light and confuses vapor sensors. If you smell fuel, that means a vapor leak. Vapor leaks near hot metal are dangerous. Modern motorcycles rely on sealed vapor systems. Even a tiny air leak at the cap upsets that balance. Sensors get confused and emission systems fail. If the seal is bad enough, spilled fuel drips onto hot engine parts. Inspect the rubber gasket for cracks. Replace it with original equipment manufacturer parts only. Aftermarket caps do not seal properly and cause more problems than they solve. The fix is simple. Twist until it clicks. Check the seal every fill. 5 seconds of attention prevents weeks of repairs. Number 5. Fueling. While the bike is leaned over or parked on a slope. Fuel shifts to one side, hides air pockets, and gives a false full reading. When the bike levels out, fuel redistributes and can overflow through the breather. Spills from the high side can land on warm metal or the exhaust. Parking crooked or fueling while the bike is deep on the side stand can trick the pump into shutting off early. Or worse, it lets fuel spill from the higher side while you think you are safely filling. The fix. Level ground every time. Use the center stand if possible. If you must use the side stand, fully deploy it on solid pavement and leave the bike in gear so it cannot roll. A few seconds to square your bike keeps your fill consistent and your risk at zero. Number 4, getting distracted at the pump. Phone swipes create static. Text messages pull your focus away from the risk of fuel vapors. Riders walk away with the nozzle still in the tank or the cap left loose. Invisible fumes plus one distracted moment equals fire. Gasoline vapors are constantly moving. A static spark, a stray ember, even a quick screen tap can ignite those fumes. Every year, riders suffer burns simply because they were not paying attention during refueling. Distraction also leads to small but costly errors, like leaving the cap loose, spilling fuel without noticing, or walking away before the nozzle is secured. The fix is simple. Put the phone away, focus for 60 seconds, seal the cap before anything else. Treat fueling like a 1-minute safety drill. Check messages only after the danger is gone. Number 3, storing the bike with an empty tank. An empty tank collects condensation and rust from the inside. Moisture mixes with ethanol residue and creates corrosive sludge. At spring startup, you may find clogged injectors and a pitted fuel pump. During winter storage, the metal sweats. Water droplets form on interior surfaces. That moisture has months to eat away at your fuel system while the bike sits dormant. The fix is simple. Fill the tank completely before storage and add stabilizer. A full tank prevents condensation and keeps your fuel system clean until riding season returns. The worst part? Most of these mistakes do not announce themselves. They just quietly eat away at your bike until something fails. And these last two are the ones nobody talks about. Number 2, using the wrong fuel cleaner or additive can ruin your bike. Not all additives are motorcycle safe. Some damage seals or sensors. Overuse creates deposits instead of removing them. Mixing incompatible products can gel, fuel, or clog filters completely. Riders see a bottle promising better mileage or cleaner injectors and dump it in without reading the label. But cheap additives contain alcohol that attracts moisture. Some include solvents that eat through rubber fuel lines. Others leave residue that is worse than the carbon they claim to remove. Then there is dosage. More is not better. Following the bottle instructions matters because overdosing creates new problems. Thick deposits form on valves. Sensors get coated. The fuel pump works harder trying to push thickened fuel through the system. The fix: use manufacturer recommended products only. Follow dosage exactly. Do not mix brands or stack additives thinking you will get better results. Your owner's manual lists approved cleaners for a reason. Stick to that list and you will avoid turning a maintenance task into a repair bill. Number 1, riding until the tank is bone dry. This is the worst habit on the list. It is the one decision that combines multiple failure points into one stupid choice. Your fuel pump relies on gasoline for cooling and lubrication. Run it dry and the pump overheats, and it burns out. It costs $300 to $800 to replace, depending on your bike. That is the immediate damage. But here is what makes it worse. Running dry sucks sediment from the bottom of the tank straight into your fuel system. All that rust, debris, and varnish that settled over months gets pulled through the pump and into your injectors. It clogs everything downstream. Riders do this repeatedly thinking, I made it last time. Every dry run shortens pump life. The damage is cumulative. You are not getting away with it. You are gambling your wallet and your safety on fumes. Then there is the practical problem. You are stranded on the roadside because you thought you had a few more miles. No fuel means no options. You are pushing your bike or waiting for a tow truck. Why this is number 1. It is preventable, it is expensive, and riders keep doing it anyway. The pump failure alone costs hundreds. Add injector cleaning or replacement, and you are looking at over $1,000, all because you did not want to stop for gas at a quarter tank. The fix is simple: refuel at a quarter tank. Never test your reserve luck. That low fuel light is not a challenge. It is a warning that you are about to damage expensive components. while stranded somewhere inconvenient. That is the list. 15 habits that cost riders thousands every year. Most of them are invisible until the damage is done. These aren't just mistakes. They're expensive lessons you don't have to learn the hard way. Drop a comment with which habit you've caught yourself doing. Hit subscribe for more truth that keeps your bike running.